All right, so this is probably gonna be the last time I'm gonna talk about my vest in depth on this channel. At least this one, because I want to start a new one. Okay, you gotta move, dog. You're right in the shot. So this is it. This is the vest, and I'm going to go over it starting with the back. I have a trench coat attached to it, but I'm gonna take that off because this thing gets heavy. So starting with the back patch, I got Metallica Damage Incorporated because I wanted Metal Up Your Ass as my back patch, but those don't really exist. So yeah, that was the first patch I put on here. Obviously, I had one before this that had a bunch of patches on it. I just took them off and stuck them on this one. So I'm just gonna kind of go from kind of top down. I got Anthrax up here. I love great band. All these bands I'm into, obviously, so I'm not gonna go too in depth on them. But starting up here, Anthrax. This is actually an iron-on patch that I ended up sewing on. But the thing about iron-on patches is that they are really thick, and they will cut you if you're not being careful. Next up, another one of my favorite bands, Judas Priest. You gotta have Priest on your vest or something. Come on. We got Death. I love Death. I re-listened to a couple of their albums recently, and I've decided that Leprosy is my favorite Death album. Bathory patch. This is my favorite black metal album of all time, so yeah, love this. This next one is the most bootlegged patch I have on this vest, and it's this Havoc patch. And this is supposed to be white, that is supposed to be green. What dog? All right. Next up, so yeah, very bootlegged, very good band though. Misfits, love them. They're one of my only favorite punk bands because I'm not too into punk, so yeah. This is Roots. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. I love early Sepultura all the way up to, from Bestial Devastation to up to Roots. That is my Sepultura. So yeah, and then the other side, my favorite Maiden album, Somewhere in Time. This is one of my favorite patches on this thing because it's so detailed. Ozzy Bathead patch, thought it looked cool, and I love Ozzy, of course. Holy Diver, my favorite Dio album. Again, really nice looking patch. What? Are there people? There's people out there, okay? You gotta wait. You're not gonna go meet people. Okay, move. Please move. Next up, just this Soulfly patch that I paid way too much for. It looks cool. Next up, this is my favorite patch on this vest, and it's this Focus. This Cavalera Bestial Devastation patch that I paid $15 for. So yeah. It came from Germany. This was like, there were only 3 of them, so had to grab. Next up, we have Exodus Bond of My Blood, my favorite Exodus album. And then I got Ghoul on here. This is a great band. If you guys don't know who Ghoul are, go check them out. I love them. Next up, I got this Samhain skull, and then the Blades of Chaos from God of War, because that's my favorite game franchise of all time, and I thought they would look really cool down here. I sewed the blades on first. I just didn't know what I was going to put between them, and then I saw this, and I was like, gotta have it. So, it's pretty much the back. This video is going quicker than I thought it would be, so show you the sides. Come on. Municipal Waste, crossover thrash band, I love. And then, come on. Merciful Fate, Melissa. This is supposed to be green, but it's bootlegged, so yeah. But yeah, Melissa is one of my favorite albums of all time. This is 10 out of 10. You have to listen to this. Next up, I got Wasp, the only glam band I am into by a long shot. So then, next up, Darkthrone Fuck Off and Die patch, because I'm a mature adult and I love Darkthrone. Great album too. Next up, I get like a lot of compliments on this patch, a lot, and this is Carnivore Retaliation now. I think Carnivore is better than Typo Negative, so yeah. Love Retaliation. I love how bootlegged this one is as well, because it just fits the whole Carnivore theme. Next up is the very last patch. I put on this vest, and I put it on the day before I went to my first concert, which was Metallica, and it is Altars of Madness, Morbid Angel. This is possibly my favorite death metal album of all time, and I love everything about it. So yeah, I'm going a little quick. Yeah, who cares? Next up now we're at the front. So on the front bottom, I got Overkill and then Testament, fit really well together. And then on the other side on the bottom, I got the new Cannibal Corpse logo and Accept. I very recently re-listened to all the Chris Barnes Cannibal Corpse albums, and Butchered at Birth is my favorite Cannibal album. Except I've always been into them since pretty much day one. I heard Balls to the Wall. So now onto the front, this really sweet Manowar pin. I love Manowar. They kick ass. Next up, Megadeth, of course. Then gotta have Black Sabbath on here too. I love Black Sabbath. AC/DC, because, you know, why not? I bought this probably July 2023, and it showed up like 3 days before Christmas of that year, so it took forever to get here, and I thought it was just lost. Next up, this really cool Creator pin. I love Creator, so had to have him on there somewhere. Next up, Motorhead, March or Die. Not my favorite Motorhead album anymore, but it is amongst them, so at the time this was my favorite, and now I have 7 favorite Motorhead albums. Sadist, Death to Posers. I love Sadist, love Chemical Exposure, so yeah, had to have them. And then one of my favorite thrash albums of all time, Destruction, Release from Agony. If you haven't heard this, finish this video and go listen to Release from Agony. I cannot express how much I love this album. So yeah, that's that side. And now I got this Nuclear Bomb pin off of the Running with Scissors website. When I ordered some Postal merch, I got the dude's shirt with the alien on it, and I decided to throw that in there. Next up, Venom, of course. I love Venom. Always loved Venom. Slayer patch. This is one of those like cool things where like when you're building your vest, is some things just come together, like how Venom and Slayer kind of just fit into one another. And then the pins, Typo Negative, so don't come at me saying I don't like them, because obviously I do. They're on my vest. And then the Ramones, and then this skull looks like the Samhain skull, but this one's actually Danzig. So yeah. Next up, Pantera Hell Patrol. This patch looked really cool. Another one I get asked a lot about is the Sodom patch. Yes, this is probably one of the cooler ones on my vest, and I got it on eBay. So yeah. Next up, Celtic Frost, one of my favorite black metal bands. I love the Celtic Frost. Then my favorite album by them, Obituary, Cause of Death. I think this is a great album, so yeah. That's it. That's the vest. Nothing really obscure on here, but I'm just going to quick show you guys some patches that didn't make it on, and this is the only one that really didn't make it, and this was Saxon, Wheels of Steel. Good album, but I just never found a place for it. I like Saxon, but next up are patches I'm going to start my next vest which are bands I've seen live. And I got this small Metallica one when I saw Metallica in Chicago. And it's an iron-on, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, because I have this really cool M72 one, which is definitely going to go on the front, so yeah. Got this in Chicago as well. I paid $15 for both of these, so yeah. Love I love this patch. It's always gonna mean something to me because that was my first show. So yeah, that's it. That is the vest. I can't believe I've been going for 10 minutes already. It doesn't feel like it, but yeah. In terms of this trench coat, I got this smiley face pin and then this Black Sabbath cross pin. This was gonna I wasn't gonna like try to cosplay as a postal dude, but I kind of saw it and I was like, wait, hey, no, get that away. Something I keep in my vest that you guys should too if you go to shows are earplugs. And I keep them in my vest because I like my hearing, so yeah. I also kept my sewing needle. Hi, dog. Hi, boy. Hi, buddy. I gotta do this quick. I kept my sewing needles in, but I realized there's security guards and gates and whatnot, so I decided to stop that. Just so I don't get in trouble, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to do something with this vest, like put patches on the sleeves and kind of turn this into its own thing, and then like wherever the vest stops and then wherever like the denim stops and the leather begins, sew patches onto there. So yeah, that is pretty much everything, and I will see you guys later. I'll post something later. So yeah,